I was at a gathering. It was mostly family, though there were several people there that I didn't know. Included among those people was a young couple who were eager to show a 10-inch by 10-inch piece of clear plastic to anyone who they could get the attention of. I was talking to my cousin Brian. Brian has been dead since the late 1970s. I was telling him about the memorial service we were going to be having for my mother in Florida in the near future, following the one we held for her in Texas. He said that he was probably not going to be there. I said that my stepfather would be very disappointed, since Brian was the primary reason that he wanted to have the second service. I decided to go lay down for a bit. However, there were a few other people in the bed already trying to sleep. Since I wanted to talk for a bit before napping, I decided to get back out of bed and not keep them awake. One of them was a heavy-set, middle-aged black man that I don't recall ever meeting, and I neglected to get his name. I took a seat at the kitchen island, and the young couple mentioned earlier brought over the piece of plastic. It was not, as I had previously assumed, a bit of rubbish, but it was in fact a record sleeve. When held to a light source at the proper angle, one could see that it had a timeline of facts about the Beatles. The facts were all entirely false, however, such as the statement that the Beatles had actually started out as a polka band in West Texas. At that point, some of the guests were getting hungry, so I made the fastest and easiest thing I knew. Open a can of potatoes, drain them, roll them in Parmesan cheese, arrange them on a baking pan, and bake them at 350 until golden. But some people also wanted a salad, so I went to Franklin's. Franklin's was operating out of a 12-foot panel truck, but they had produce, so I got what I needed. The grocer told me that they were going to be moving into an old store across the street because the store they had previously occupied attracted hooligans. It was time to go home, so my wife and I got on a moped to leave. It was red and white and had a box on the back of it that held a tuba. I took a wrong turn down a dirt road, and we ended up in an orchard. The lady who managed the orchard came over and asked who we were and why we were there. To avoid the long story, I said, "I'm here to play the tuba. Isn't this the place for the tuba solo?" My wife jumped in and explained that I had made a wrong turn and that she, not I, was the tuba player. As we drove off, I said that she should have stuck with me being the tuba player, because if she was the tuba player, then I was the driver, and if I was the driver, then she was the navigator, and if she was the navigator, then she was the one who told me to take the wrong turn. We continued to ride through the market street of a small southern town. Thank you for allowing me to share another dream with you. If you enjoyed it, or if you're a fan of the Beatles or West Texas polka, you could click that subscribe button and be among the first to know when I post another. And as always, here's wishing you pleasant dreams.